ASI, progressing beyond AGI, a key part of it is infrastructure enablement. And a very key part of our technology offering is the Lingering cluster. It's able to cluster together 100,000 GPUs and to perform all these resources connected together to perform a single task. So you're able to iterate your models and train your foundation models faster and more efficiently. The challenge is so that because GPU failure rates are much higher, and then when you have all these resources are interconnected together to perform a single task, any failure of a single node could potentially impact and suspend your basically training. Lingering cluster is able to do is not only provide cluster communication for effective training, but also proactively kind of predict 98% of the different failure patterns and proactively perform maintenance so that the effective training time will be 99% of the overall percentage of your resources. Enable this type of efficient use of your underlying GPU resources is what makes these iteration of models faster. And also at the same time, we talked about in the age of AI model sort of building, you need a high performance parallel file system, a file system that can span multiple or tens of terabytes and housing tens of millions of files under one single namespace. And yet all of the data has to be distributed to be able to avoid any hotspot. And also the file metadata as well as the file handles are evenly distributed to provide parallel file access. And this is our Cloud Parallel File System, or CPFS, connecting with our Lingering cluster to provide high performance tier for our storage file access. And this year, we also announced that we will incorporate Elastic File Client, which is basically utilizing the local SSD connecting closest to the GPU as a single distributed cache environment for our highest tier or most frequently accessed data. Then with parallel file system being expanded to as much as 20 terabytes being the high performance storage tier. And then the rest of the data can reside on object storage, while all of this 3-tiered of data can reside and hosted in one single file namespace. So the combination of storage compute will allow these AI model trainings to be fast, to iterate faster, and to be able to use all these resources more efficiently. But it's not all just about model training. It's also about inferencing, also about post-training, such as reinforced learning. And all this is possible because, for example, container services that can centrally manage all these resources and servicely be able to provision just in time, provision the needed CPU and GPU and memory to provide inferencing or reinforced training capabilities. So the entire dynamic composable infrastructure will be flexible enough for us to be able to host different type of AI workloads. I think these type of infrastructure products are what makes the roadmap to ASI possible. So first of all, I think I talked about Lingering being a supercomputing cluster, and we're making it available not only in China, but also overseas, for example, Singapore and Germany and parts of America continent. These supercomputing clusters will be made available, but also in addition, we're also proliferating our elastic compute or graphic server instance so that it will be closely located to your own workload in different AZs around the world. But in terms of vertical integration, all of our PaaS layer, for example, Pi, which is platform for AI, incorporates all of the infrastructure capabilities. And by using this Pi, you can seamlessly tune your training workload with under Pi Prime, whether your framework is MOE or Fuse or reinforced learning. And also you can use this Pi platform to optimize your inference, whether you want a better customer experience by minimizing the time to first token or minimize the average time to output token, or you want to just have an aggregate throughput. So all this can be dynamically adjustable by using Pi, especially for inference. And this Pi product completely encompasses all of the underlying infrastructure capabilities. And this is an example of how we're building the underlying storage compute network products and being 100% consumed by the PaaS layer. And then if you think about model as a services, which is built on top of our PaaS layer using our AI model studio, and all these will then fully consume Pi's capability in terms of fine-tuning, training, or inferencing. So this stack is not only horizontally integrated for different types of scenarios and workloads, but also vertically integrated from model as a service or PaaS or ICE infrastructure to provide ultimately the value to our customer, regardless if your consumption point is model as a service or you decided to deploy your machine learning or MI ops on the Pi platform, or if you decided to buy bunch of infrastructure as a service and build your own platform. All these are flexible to our consumers for different consumption points. But all these products working together in symphony is sort of our AI platform to rapidly accelerate AI innovation across the world. So this is our 15 years of cloud computing, build this stack from the ground up, all the way from the hardware in terms of CIPU, which is our cloud infrastructure processing unit. This is our 5th generation of this hardware type. So we have been working towards getting all of these with each iteration to be more stable and with higher performance and reliability. And build on the CIPU, we connect with whether it's regardless of its CPU or GPU, to build our basically on our self-developed software stack with storage, compute, and networking. And all these vertically integrated with software and hardware give us our customer best performance, cost performance. And then in terms of our own product iteration, we work with industry leading such as Intel and AMD, always refreshing our hardware at the earliest time as possible. We work with them very closely on designing their CPUs and next generation chip technology to make sure the integrated solution is right for our customer. For example, we were first to market in terms of mass GA, in terms of our 9th generation ECS, which is incorporating the latest and the greatest GPU from Intel, and then also from AMD. As we just GA'd our 9th generation ECS incorporating the AMD processors as well. And with each generation, you'll see massive performance increase anywhere between 20% to 40+%. And also at the same time, you see the cost did not increase significantly. And if you look at our products SLA, you'll notice that our SLAs are usually higher than industry standard, much higher. If you think about just adding another 9 at the end of it, but it's actually you have to take a 1 minus all these 9s, you'll notice that our failure rate is significantly lower than our competitors. And all this is because we build our infrastructure to be more reliable, to be always available to our customers. We track all these components failure rates. And if you look at single instance SLA or multi-zone SLAs, they provide really a more robust infrastructure overall to our customer. So higher performance, more robust and reliability, and also then lower cost. And we're more flexible in terms of our cost structure, that you can have a monthly subscription service, which you can enjoy almost a third off in terms of comparing to pay as you go. At the same time, we are expanding globally, right? Today, we're in 29 regions and 91 availability zones, but we are expanding that quickly all over the world with additional 8 regions planned already and 33 availability zones planned in the near future. So with that global expansion connected with one network, allow you to connect the world to China to Asia Pacific, and allow Asia Pacific and China connect to the world. So if your workload enjoys global sort of footprint and want to enjoy the same level of technology leadership to have a low cost, best cost performance, Alibaba Cloud is your choice. And also the other thing beyond just the technology, I think is our services. We will deliver services at a much faster response time, and all of our customer problems are our problems. And basically the route from the first line of defense in terms of services to our development is we have a fast path to be able to support our end customer. And this is very key as well. Our customer first isn't just during your working hours. It's really customer first all around the 24/7, and working directly from developers to customers. We're able to address all of our customers' need as quickly as possible. Because at the end of the day, we provide a technology platform that continually evolve, that will always be industry leading. At the same time, we provide a service as close to our customers' requirement as possible, and really taking into account the customer first into our entire development and service process. So there are many, many products in terms of differentiation. Depends on who you ask. If you ask a database guy, he will tell you that all of our database now are serverless in terms of CPU and GPU, and you can use SQL to invoke AI functions inside the database. If you ask a big data guy, he will tell you about revolutionize data intelligence with AI, and all of our big data compute engines now incorporating AI functions, and also they're able to both process the structured data as well as semi-structured data and also the unstructured data. If you ask our network guys, they will talk about we've been building out network around the world with network connectivity, and we're using zero-out technology to be able to seamlessly and really fast at a sub-second level to probe our network connectivity and route to accordingly to our network in order to maintain a highly robust enterprise cross-region, cross-AZ, and cross cloud products network capability. If you ask our compute guys, we will talk about, of course, one is our Lingering cluster being a high performance supercomputing cluster. We will talk about, which I mentioned before, the 9th generation ECS. We will talk about our total availability and robustness, as well as our U2 instance, which basically provides a universal instance that be able to host all your tier 2 non-compute intensive applications at lowest cost possible. If you ask our storage guys, we will talk about we're moving the world. Well, for the first time ever on object storage, we are releasing a different bucket type called vector bucket. And because we wanted to be able to embed all the object and storing in vector bucket so that you can easily search those contents across massive trillions of objects and find the content that you're looking for. Our object storage are become more content aware using AI technology that you can just basically search for the content by the description of the content. If you don't know what to search, we can actually generate keywords for you. And we do a content discovery of your object storage. At the same time, any new objects come in, then we can basically interpret these contents and alert you when a new type of contents arrive in your object storage. So fundamentally, changing object storage from just storing objects, but to a knowledge base for AI agents. So if you ask about our containers or Kubernetes, we're making our orchestration layer more smooth. We're giving our customers a single pane of view across different resources across the world, whether you're using Lingering cluster or using ECS, whether you're in China or in Singapore, in Hong Kong, etc. We'll give you a single pane of glass view of all your resources, and you can provision your tasks to your resources accordingly. You can centrally manage all of that, and you can integrate it with all these different maintenance sort of events to your container orchestration, and automatically do all sorts of proactive maintenance on your task-oriented Kubernetes management. I think all of these are competitive edges, and this is just an edge of 300 some products that we have to offer. I think we'll continue to lead, continue to innovate based on real customer requirements and provide real value to our customers across the board. And I think the beautiful thing about Alibaba Cloud is that products just integrates together horizontally and vertically. We don't have products that has to completely build its entire stack vertically. That is inefficient in our view. And we are customer-driven innovation. Basically, I tell people that we have everything you need and nothing you don't. And that's basically, in my opinion, this year's product refreshment, and we'll continue to innovate throughout the year.